this is Maren and I'm here to show you a quick card you can make for back to school. I am going to be using Hodge Podge of Happiness, the books from there, but you can also use the To the Core, Itty Bitty, and then I'm also using the scallops from the current Kid of the Month, All Seasons. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I have just some Kraft paper that is ready to go, and I'm going to be inking it up, inking the scallop up with some white ink just to add a little bit of detail to it. And let's see, I'll move that down a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball those scallops, make a few layers that go up the card base, and you'll notice they're off to this side, and that's going to be okay because we're going to hide that with our ribbon. So let's see, we'll make maybe one more. So we have just a little bit of detail in the background, and it's kind of subtle. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my main image, which is that stack of books from one of my favorite sets. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that with some black ink. And I'll just go ahead and put it right on some white cardstock. And then I'm going to trim that up and cut that out. We're going to add that to our base. And then I'm going to use a red marker just to add a little bit of details to that, so that it'll pop a little bit, because I'm going to also add a little red ribbon to it as well. So you can kind of decide. There's a row of hearts that looks really nice when you cut it. I'm going to cut off this extra part, it'll make it easier to cut. And of course, normally I use a pair of small scissors for my cutting. The nice thing about this book image is that it's not too precise, so you don't have to spend a lot of time cutting it out with a bunch of details, because it's mostly straight lines. So now I'm just going to color in the little hearts on one of the book, and I'm using a Copic marker. You guys can use, it doesn't matter which marker you use, you just want to make sure that it doesn't bleed. So then I want to add a ribbon, so I'm going to have the ribbon go through the card, and so I'm just going to go ahead and cut just a little bit off the edge so I can feed the ribbon through. And I also would like a little detail of one rounded corner. Oops. And my corner punch is going to go through both layers of cardstock, so I'll go ahead and do it separately. And then I also added a little ink just along the edge. I kind of like the way that it looks with the Kraft. So I'm just going to run it through along the edge of my cardstock. And some people like to wait till the very end to do that, but I'm going to have my ribbon on there, and I don't want it to be on my ribbon. This white ink won't get too messy on your fingers. It does take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to use a little bit of a pop-up dot, and I've recycled from my old one so that I can get some good use out of the whole thing. And then I'm just going to add it to my card, and it's done. A nice easy card that would be very doable to make a whole set for teachers, for back to school, or even for a future college student. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.